Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, marching on FPL, a Leeds fan that's taking on FPL for his third season. Today, I want to speak about the defensive contribution that we found out this morning, that dropped by FPL quite surprisingly, where defenders, specifically centre-backs and defensive midfielders, are going to be more of an option going forward. A defender needs 10 DCs in one match for 2 points, while midfielders and forwards need 12 in one match for 2 points. A DC is a block, interception, or tackle, and for forwards, this can include a ball recovery. The players that I'm looking at for this defensive contribution are standout defenders in worse teams, defensive midfielders that are standout in their teams, because these are more prone to getting DC points and therefore bonus on top of that. Players that have done well in the past. Last season, James Tarkowski, with this new system, would have got 44 extra points on top of his total, which for centre back is very good and could shift the movement from attacking wing backs into centre backs, as these are more likely to get defensive contributions. Moises Caicedo, CDM from Chelsea, would have got an extra 42 points. However, for defensive midfielders, unless they're either very cheap, coming at about 4.5 million as an extra player in your team, or they're likely to get goals and assists, I would not be looking at this because there are players, attacking midfielders and wingers that are listed as midfielders that are more likely to get goals and assists, which will get you more bonus points and more points in the long run. So the players I'm looking at, Jacobiel, who recently signed for Leeds United for about £12 million. I think he will be a standout defender for Leeds, who I think will struggle. As much as I'm a Leeds fan and want them to do well, I think they're going to be in and fighting, and they're going to need someone like a Jacobiel with his defensive quality to keep the goals out. James Tarkowski, as I mentioned before, previously very, very good. And Everton are a team that I think defensively are quite good and attacking aren't very good. So if they do keep a clean sheet, James Tarkowski is going to be in and around the bonus points along with Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford, I think it's going to come in more expensive, maybe about 5.5 million, whereas James Tarkowski could come in at that 5 million. I think defenders like this are now going to be more expensive. I don't think there's going to be as many 4.5 million defenders. Quite a lot of these good ones probably are going to be 5 million, like James Tarkowski. However, someone like a Jacobiel could come in at 4.5 because he is new to the Premier League in a relegation battling team, and he could be a very good standout option. But James Tarkowski, for that Everton defence, I think he's crucial. I don't think they're going to score many goals. They have just signed a new striker, I believe, so maybe that switched up from the old Calvert-Lewin and Beto, which didn't do ridiculously well until the back end of last season, and they weren't scoring many goals, which meant the defensive options like James Tarkowski, like Jordan Pickford, were very, very good because if they kept the clean sheet, they're right up there for bonus points. But I don't know how this is going to work, bonus points. We haven't been told by FPL yet, but I think this could be a very, very good option. And my final pick is Rodri, coming back from that ACL injury this season. Before his injury, he's banging in the goals and assists more than people expected. And with this new defensive contribution chip, with 12 defensive contributions needed, Rodri is definitely a player that can do this while also chipping in with the goals and assists, which I think is a crucial if you're going to go for a defensive midfielder in this position. As for defenders, I think it's a lot easier to go for them as they have more options to points with clean sheets. As a defensive midfielder, as a general rule, they're not going to be getting the goals and assists. That completes my video. Please keep updated with the content I'm going to be putting out over the next couple of weeks due in line with the FPL season starting. I think the FPL will be released early next week. Might get some player prices over the weekend, or it could just be a full game launch on Monday or Tuesday. So keep updated. Thank you for watching. See you later.